Okay, it is September 18th, and we're in Glenwood, Minnesota with Brian Ulrich here. We just been found some paperwork in an unrelated deal for him.
Someday I'm coming back here to fish the lake.
Fish the lake? That is if you don't get arrested first, right?
Yeah, good point.
Falsely arrested. But anyhow, we made up this little flyer to educate the people about lawless Pope County, Minnesota. Actually, I did. And Brian's been trying to get a hold of the newspaper for a while now.
About 6 weeks.
6 weeks, right.
Probably a half a dozen calls. My second personal stop in here.
Okay. And you've just been getting the runaround. He's been on vacation. He's delivering papers, all sorts of baloney excuses. He just doesn't want to talk to you because you want to talk to him about your case, right?
I want the newspaper to do what they should be doing and letting the public know about the Facebook case, the false arrest of you here in Pope County, and the charge of trespass in public buildings, which is just outrageous. Among other things, and my false arrest.
Right.
And we're only left to imagine what other things have gone on here.
Right. And you were actually at my trial, the second trial that I had. What was your opinion of it?
Well, let's see. I saw witnesses get up under oath and lie.
So it's lawless Pope County.
I saw a trial on charging you for attending an open public meeting for your very own township, and in a blatantly false arrest that was videotaped from the time you were driving into town until they hauled you out. That proves there was no violation of the law.
And didn't you say that you actually have conducted meetings before?
Yes.
And what I did, you would never consider throwing a person out for? Is that what you were telling me?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen very vocal people at meetings and never seen any problems or issues in terms of calling security even or the police.
Right.
They did so as used them as a private security branch to have you arrested because they wanted to retaliate for your attendance.
Right. Because I was exposing local corruption. They didn't want to hear it.
Yep.
Oh well,
right,
so
I better get in and drop this off.
you're going to take this to the local Pope County Tribune, and it's a flyer. I'll explain what the flyer is as you're in there. Okay, the flyer says, "You've heard about Pope County Sheriff's Department being sued over the Facebook scandal, haven't you? Then why haven't you heard about the scandal concerning the false arrest of Brian Ulrich? Brian Ulrich versus Pope County, Minnesota, Federal Civil Rights, case 0:2012 CV 00148. And it says, "Riley's out of control, isn't he? Sheriff Riley and the Tribune hid this scandal from us, didn't they? Sheriff Riley's going to drive away all our business, isn't he? And for everyone that does evil hates the light, neither comes to light, so his deeds should be reproved." Okay, John 3:18, and we can see Brian's in there. He's talking to some lady, and I think they're giving him the runaround at the Pope County Tribune. So Brian's handed the papers off. Obviously, that the publisher's not going to come talk to him.
That felt good.
So you handed this exact flyer to him, didn't you?
Yep, he's a very busy man, which I get.
Okay.
But not too busy to respond to somebody reasonably within a month and a half of time. So.
Right. So she said he's not there, or he's busy right now.
He was in.
But he's just busy.
Well, he could have met with me now.
Oh, could have.
Could have.
Could have, but he isn't.
Yeah, but you know, you can only go by people's past actions.
Right. Not by what they.
Past actions are failure to return calls, failure to follow up, failure to be available when I try to catch them here.
Right.
I get people being busy, but there's avoidance. And
because he's never offered to set up an appointment with you to talk about it.
No.
Well, there you go. That says it all right there. Because, you know,
he seemed genuinely concerned in the issue, but then when push came to shove, there was no action.
Right. Right.
So we will put the word out in Glenwood, Minnesota, about my case and these other cases, and continue to educate the public here as any civically minded person would feel responsible to do. So,
Okay.
thank you, Terry.
No problem. Thanks, Brian. And so much for lawless Pope County, Minnesota at the Pope County Tribune. Wild turkeys in Glenwood, Minnesota on September 18th, 2012. There's a Glenwood sign. Glenwood's full of turkeys.